little 60 piece. That's only the neck though.
Last night a bitch nigga shot a real nigga, but we don't make no diss records, we just deal with it. Plus I be going through a lot, I never talk about it, and they using niggas songs in court, so I can't talk about it. Rap niggas think I'm dumb, like I don't see the play. I let them think they got the ups, then get them out the way. On FaceTime, my brother telling me he shot my mama, telling me to chill, but I know he seen that nigga face. But that's enough about that part. Talking about respect, well it's a must about that part. Playing with my money, well then it's up about that part. Cause when it's time to play ball, don't give a fuck about that part. They know I'm that nigga when they see me. Her man crush been a hater and her little brother won't beat me. Her friend been on my dick since I was passing out CDs. Her baby daddy a mark and her boyfriend probably a weenie. 3,300 on my book bag. Left some niggas in the past, but I don't look back. Shit kinda different, I ain't the man that I was. I seen death in too many forms and I ain't never really shook that. Don't let him rock you to sleep, true colors better believe him. I know that God got me, but I be riding with my reaper. Praying with my kids and even then I got my heater. And I be stepping so hard, this hoes in $1,000 sneakers. Take your bitch when I meet her and you ain't seen her in about 3 days. Knew I was a threat, I passed that stick like a relay. Spin it back to back, it's like a motherfucking replay. Turn your son into a bitch when I shoot, I think I'm D-Wade. Told him I'm a savage, if I want it, I'ma have it. Playing with my lettuce, cook your head like a cabbage. Tell them that I'm rich and I'm solid, that's the advantage. Bitch, bad kids, fresh little nigga, you can't stand it. Tell them big checks, yardsticks, not a ruler. All I smoke is ops and I don't never smoke a hookah. Looking for a blessing that's worth it, Jesus and Judas. Tell them niggas game 6, my whole team full of shooters. I slide on a nigga like a motherfucking flip-flop. Pressure on your homie and I promise he a flip-flop. Talking that wooty-woo, something. I know the police listen, so I ain't really saying nothing. I know these niggas envy, they can't manage how they feel. Jealousy's for bitches, you niggas pussy for real. A nigga get the drop and he happen to shoot. First we heal up and get back, we ain't going on the shirt, I swear to God, nigga.
That wooty-woo, something. I know the police listening, so I ain't saying nothing. Talking that wooty-woo, something. Nigga, cock back and aim and leave you bleeding where you running, swear to God, nigga.
Grandmama came in there and told him he using up all the Wi-Fi.
I would like to pivot. I want to hook these people in by talking to you about the fact that 607 Unc, after last week's performance in which he disrespected the B team, created commotion all over the city, that I left Thursday night to go to Texas. On Friday, Unc and 4XCRNZ sat down and they had a conversation on camera.
I told you not to do that.
Has gone extremely viral.
Didn't I tell you not to do that?
I do recall you saying that.
I said, don't do it.
We got security here. Somehow there was a lapse in which I believe too many people were allowed in here, but 607 Unc basically got called out by 4XCRNZ.
4XCRNZ pretty much snatched them up, and this is Rich Trapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge though. You ain't finna get nobody's college though, big dog. It's Sunday, so we not finna hold y'all too much, but like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit all. Stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest everything we got going on. We finna jump into this content, but before we do, notification bell, hit all. Tap in with the tap in. If you ain't tapped in with that tap in, y'all know, man, it's Trap News Network, giving you good news you can use, giving you good knowledge though. You're not finna get nobody's college though. Let's get into this content. Let's go.
More or less,
call him out.
Indirectly or directly told him that he would essentially make him stop breathing. Honestly, like,
would make him stop breathing. It's crazy.
It's kind of bizarre. He drove down, like literally the next day, he drove to Texas to meet up with us. We hung out for 3 hours, didn't see him again after that.
So, before you announced he's not coming back.
This is before anything regarding him quitting.
No, before, yeah, I talked to him for like an hour.
Okay.
Calmed him down, he was cool.
Yeah.
Because I pointed out to him, what you do, 607 Unc, is you do a bunch of weird shit. You say a bunch of outrageous shit to get the people's attention, and then you deliver your message, right? He said, Wack, that's exactly what I do. I said, okay. And you did it in your way of doing it, right? Right. I said, okay.
What was the message that came after Hoover blank remover?
Hold on.
I missed that.
No, you're missing the point. It's his overall.
You're not talking about what I want you to talk about, Adam.
As weird as 607 acts, he always goes to some type of, the man is not stupid. His play is crazy. He always goes to something biblical or what people need to stop doing. He'll do a bunch of weird shit, look around, whatever, on my mama line, or just to get you to look at him, and then he'll try to deliver a message from his perception. I told 607, 4Xers did the same thing. If he's here with 30, 40 dudes, I said, was you touched? No. Did they rob you? No. They didn't kick in your ass, spit on you, go in your pockets? No. But it got your attention, right? Yes. And his message was, stop playing with this West Coast gangbang culture, right? Yeah. Did you hear him? Yeah. But then you wouldn't have heard it any other time. So he did to you what you do to everybody else, just in his way. Because if they wanted to get him, he would have been got.
Right.
That wasn't the mission. The mission was to get your attention. And
I want to just shake him up a little bit, rattle some feathers, ruffle some feathers, rattle some cages.
I applaud 4Xers because the 4Xers that we know would have did something to him, right? But he didn't. And that's out of respect of his work. 4Xers know that this is his workplace. Right? But everything he did got his attention. I said, did you hear what he said? Yeah, I heard, yeah, y'all act different when it comes to that. Okay, so now his message was delivered. 607, you wouldn't, if somebody would have been just trying to talk to you regular, you gonna troll. You're not gonna hear nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, so you can't get mad at 4Xers for using.
He got up on you the way you need to be got up on. That.
To doing it his way, if you don't want us to get mad at you for doing it your way.
Right. Like, my perspective is that everybody involved is at least a little bit guilty. I think that the No Jumper staff, as much as it was good that we had security on deck, they f***ed up by allowing too many people to be in the building. That's just not, we're not equipped to deal with that many people. It's just not, it's not okay. We got to set harsher standards and be more strict about this. 4Extra, I feel like was wrong because he was probably too aggressive.
Because he was 4Extra. He lived up to the name.
I don't think the words, I'm going to kill you, should ever really leave your mouth when you're communicating with somebody else that you work with or that is part of the No Jumper team. I appreciate that he didn't do anything physical, but I think that he probably crossed a few lines. I'm going to send this to him so that I don't have to repeat this, but I feel like he crossed a few lines by saying, I'm going to kill you.
Okay.
If that actually happened. Well, it really basically happened in the podcast.
Okay, so is a dude crossing lines by saying something that rings, come kill me? Is a dude crossing?
I never thought that I'd say this, but Officer Rat Run Runner's making an amazing point. If you say something that warrants ninjas crashing out on you, and then you get crashed out on, who's wrong? He who warranted the crash out on, or he who does the crashing? Because 607 Unk for sure says something that warrants a crash. And a lot of people just feel like, oh, well, especially Adam, you're from New Hampshire, so I can understand why this word means nothing to you, because you didn't come from a community where the word meant something. But just because the word is not disrespectful to you does not mean that the word is not being used as disrespect and it's not being interpreted as disrespect. You just don't want it to be disrespectful towards you.
Lines who's putting people in this building in situations that they may not want to be in, because that disrespectful shit he said to Munchie, right? It puts people in a situation.
I completely agree, and I feel like despite the fact that No Jumper staff was at fault for not having, obeyed the rules about how many people were able to come in, and despite the fact that 4Extra crossed some sort of line when he was yelling at Unk, the original sin in all of this, and the main message that so many of us
is when you told 607 Unk to troll 4Extras and it went too far.
Seem to have respected over the years that Unk doesn't seem to get, is that LA street shit is taken extremely seriously.
That's a fact.
And what he said to Munchie was completely out of bounds and should never have happened. And in addition to that, I get it that you were trolling, but all the jokes that he was making about 4Extra, primarily implying gay shit, just not going to go over well.
Who else crossed the line, though? I mean, we gonna
Adam, Flacco, Lush.
Keep it real, let's keep it real. Who else crossed the line? You know, this 2025, this ain't 1825. You crossed the line.
What'd I do?
Because you initiated all the
You initiated all the playing.
Talk about 4Extras to even allow the door to be open for this dude to say what he said.
When did I coax him into saying some gay shit?
You start talking about whatever's supposed to happen. He keeps screaming it.
What?
He like, yo, Fo, why you get mad at me when I was responding to what Adam said? That's all he been screaming.
Now, WACK is taking this as a chance to get back at Adam, because Adam is always taking little shots at WACK, downplaying them, taking away you know, his credibility, even a situation when he was up there with the viral way. You ain't been thugging since you was like 19 years old, bro. What are you talking about? You feel me? So, yeah, man. Looks like Adam is looks like WACKK100 is taking his opportunity to get his get back, and he's firing back at Adam for sure.
Hey, who was responding to what I said?
607 keeps screaming. 4XCRNZ. Why you tripping on me, but you ain't said nothing to Adam when I'm responding to what Adam said about you?
But I never said any gay shit about him besides this carrot allegation, which I don't even think is technically gay.
But what did you say? Because it's all he's screaming.
I didn't say anything about him being gay except what I said about him being gay. Right. Okay, got it. So Adam just said I didn't say anything about him that I didn't think was gay except this, but I don't think it's gay. It's okay. So like I said, you opened up the door for playing, and now WACK is gonna show you up about it.
Oh, but I mean,
you don't remember what you said?
I probably said.
But you remember what everybody else said.
The only gay shit that I would. You're talking about like a random podcast I did months ago. The only thing I would ever have said about 4XCRNZ that was in any way gay was just talking about the carrot thing.
Okay, but you talked about it with 607.
Yeah, we for sure discussed that.
Okay, so
I discussed that with a lot of people.
But if you never,
he's the one who went to a different level and said basically like really gay shit about 4XCRNZ.
So if you would have never opened that door, it would have never been an extended conversation.
Listen, I didn't pull this carrot rumor out of thin air. This was something that was already being.
So now Adam doesn't want to take any accountability for this at all.
Discussed on a variety of channels.
And Hefe said he talked to somebody, which I'm not going because he from A-Train Gangster. They enemies. So anything he talking about with 4XCRNZ, I'm gonna take with a grain of salt unless he got it.
Although it was pointed out that Spotify did a podcast with Hefe. So if he could do it, why can't 4XCRNZ?
Because 4XCRNZ is 4XCRNZ.
Yeah.
Spotify is Spotify.
I know. But either way, all I'm saying is that.
See how they glossed over that whole Young and Hefe situation? WACK was finna say something disrespectful, and Adam said, let's reel that in.
607 Unk. His whole thing is like disrespecting gangs and shit, like, or at least that's one.
Oh no,
arc
I told him that. I said, bro,
his humor.
You saying I'm blood cripping, bro? All that. I said, I don't know how the Chicago dudes taking it. People don't play with
on GD.
Put that out here.
Yeah,
I told.
I'm not gonna lie. I do think it's funny when he goes on GD. I do think it's funny. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna front. It's me being biased from LA because I don't think it's funny when it happens to LA people. But this is what makes me different than everyone else. We're all biased. I'm just the first to admit it. Yes. Do I laugh when he says on GD? Yes, I laugh because I'm not from Chicago, so it doesn't personally affect me. But when he says things about the Bloods and Crips and all that kind of stuff, it bothers me because I'm from LA and it personally affects me. We're all a little bit hypocritical. We're all a little bit double standard. I'm just the first to admit it.
You know what I'm saying?
You could just imagine that, like, if he didn't learn this lesson now, he was going to keep doing this, and you can imagine what he would say to a Crip to get a crazy, outrageous moment. If he keeps...
I don't think that he would say to a Crip, though. I think he said it to Munchie B because Munchie B's visually impaired, and I think that if they were on the streets, he would have never said that to Munchie B. I think that he took advantage of the fact that it was safe inside that no-jumper office, and he busted his move.
Like, he's done enough. If he's going to keep trying to run this little gimmick into the ground, it's not going to be good.
No, he's going to get hurt, bro.
Yeah.
And now he made it so
notice how the narrative is changing because just earlier this week, Adam was trying to make 4XCRNZ the problem. Oh, I think 4XCRNZ is kind of being a bully, and I don't think that that's cool at no jumper to have bullies and all that kind of stuff. So now you try to make it seem like 4XCRNZ is the problem, but now because nobody's still with that, outside of these Mark A double no jumper fans, and the rest of the world is like, nah, 607 Unk got what he deserved. Now it's like, oh, well, I don't think he should continue to do it, blah, blah, blah. You was just going to Adam so two-faced. Adam don't got no loyalty to nobody. He was just saying that 4XCRNZ was a problem. He was just saying that 4XCRNZ is being a bully and all that kind of stuff. Now he meat-eating 607 Unk.
Dangerous, look, let's kill.
And really, he's just doing whatever he has to do to make sure WACK can't get the betterment of the argument off on him.
This podcast shit. You dissed everything that come with a burgundy and a red flag. Everything, right? So that means if you out getting gas and that average little dude see you, or you just want to go to the mall, or you sitting there eating, fuck the rappers and the YouTubers. You just open the door to everybody. That's not directed at Munchie. That's directed at anything that fall up under that flag.
And my main thing with Unk too is I was just telling him, I'm like, listen, we can agree that multiple mistakes were made by the staff, by me for even doing this without being there to maybe be a moderator. Lush was the only person who was there, and he's just
Lush can't do that.
He's just incapable.
Lush
of
is handicapped. Why y'all act like Lush ain't handicapped?
What's his handicap?
With one leg is shorter than the other.
I didn't even know that.
He walks with a gimp. This is a fact.
I thought he was just drunk.
Bro, he walks.
Basically, Adam just called Lush an incompetent moron. Literally.
With one foot is flat, the other one is on the ball of his foot. He walks, bro.
Bro said Lush is a gimp.
He walks like he's handicapped.
I didn't even know that. Either way, this is my thing.
You telling me you don't see that?
I haven't paid attention to how he walks.
Bro,
Now that you said it, for sure, I'm going to be thinking about it.
Bro, when you seen, he walks like this. It's like one foot is
Like a
longer.
penguin.
Like, yeah, bro, like it's something going on.
He does look like a penguin.
Like, listen, before I met Lush, I wanted to
He does look like a penguin. It's absolutely insane. That is a wild thing to say about somebody.
do something to him.
Pause.
My first time, I don't pause nothing.
Okay.
Because y'all mind be on some freaky shit. Do something to him where I come from, touch you in a way that you don't want to be touched physically as far.
All right, man. We about to the next one. Y'all know the deal. Red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. Free Avenue Industries free.